dancers, today I'm going to show you a way to find your IAP, which is your Intra Abdominal Pressure. Now, not only does this help you with keeping your rib cage down and keeping those ribs from poking out, but more importantly, this is a really important way for you to learn how to breathe and support your core from the inside out so that your balance gets better, your extensions get higher, and we reduce the risk of injury. I'm going to take you guys through an exercise in just a second, and if you want to skip ahead, I have it marked in the chapters below, but I'd highly recommend that you listen to why we're trying to accomplish this, because whether they're professional dancers, adolescents, or adult dancers who come in to see me, this is a game changer. This can completely change the way that your hips feel, especially if they're poppy or snappy. It will change the way your extensions get up. Flexibility can increase, jumping and balances, and it is a very supportive, healthy way for us to be holding ourselves both in life and the way we're dancing. So IAP, Intra Abdominal Pressure, is exactly as it sounds. It's the internal abdominal area pressure that we create. Now, not too long ago, in the sports world, we were being taught that pulling our belly button back to our spine and sucking in was creating the abdominal strength needed to support the spine and the motions that we did as athletes and dancers. In the more recent years, there are overwhelming studies in all fields of movement that are showing that we need to create this cylinder of support, not draw the belly button back towards the spine. Now, in the dance world, I know we're still being taught and teaching a lot of the pull the belly button back to the spine, draw the belly button in, pull up, suck in, to create the look of strength and stability. One of the issues with this is that we're kind of denting the can, if you will. So if you think about a soda can, how it has those 360 cylinder support, the top and bottom. Now, before we open that can, it's a pressurized, strong cylinder. You're able to push on it, press on it. You can do a lot to that can without it denting. But what happens the moment that you pop the can? The pressure goes out and it's very easy to squish that can. When we pop the can by pulling our belly button back towards our spine, we've depressurized our center and we're creating a lack of support in the whole structure that is the core. Remember that your core is everything from your chin to your pubic bone. It's the front, the side, the back, the top, and the bottom. So it's not just about these 3 sets of abdominals or these 6-pack muscles. We need to be working everything together as a full cylinder of support. When you find this IAP, that means that the ribs are going to be able to stay down and the waistline all the way around is going to expand equally and come back together. Now, dancers come to me very worried about the aesthetics of this, the way that it looks. And I'm here to put that totally at ease, that when you do this correctly, you're not sticking your belly out. I say it's not thus doing a Buddha belly where we get a gut out in front of us. When we do this correctly, we're just breathing into the sides, back, and front, and we're creating this little expansion and support that looks wonderful. It's exactly what your dance teachers are asking for. Ribs are down, belly is strong and flat, sides are holding you up, there's no collapsing or sinking into the back. It is amazing. It looks perfect. But we have to practice it, not in the dance setting, so we can find it. So let me take you through an easy way to find this IAP and start working on it on your own. So the first thing that we're going to do is get down on the ground, and you're going to make 2 L's with your hands, and I want you to be aware of the pointer finger, the inside webbing between the thumb and pointer, and the thumb. These points are going to be really important in 1 second. So we're going to lay ourselves down flat on the ground with our knees bent in a comfortable position. I want you to take the L's and put them right on your waistline, about belly button height. I have 1 in the front, my webbing is on my side, and my thumb is towards the back. Now we're going to take a big inhale and drop our ribs down to the floor. So inhale. Exhale, drop the ribs down onto the floor and toward your hip bones. This should be a very nice, flat, tucked rib feeling. You can even put your hands on top of your ribs and take 1 more inhale. And then exhale and drop this down. Really press those ribs down into the floor. Now with our L's on our waistline, you're going to practice breathing into your pointer finger. So right into that front pointer finger. We take an inhale and an exhale. And an inhale and an exhale. Now, if you give yourself a little bit of a pinch, you're going to try and meet the pressure that you're giving yourself. So I want you to feel your belly and your muscles expanding into the pointer fingers. Try it again. Inhale into your pointer fingers and exhale. Ribs are staying down. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to do the same into the webbing on the sides of the hands. So with that pressing into your sides, inhale into the webbing into the side of your hands. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And we're going to do the same into our thumbs, which is the back of the body, and this one tends to be the hardest. Inhale and blow up the back of your body. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Now you're going to try and breathe into all 3 points at the same time. Front, pointer fingers, webbings, and thumb. Right on the waistline, breathe into all 3. Give yourself a little pinch. Inhale, filling up the space in all 3, and exhale. And inhale into all 3 points, front, side, and back, and exhale. Now what you might be noticing is that your chest wants to move up and down, and this is very common for dancers. Dancers breathe so much into their upper lungs that the chest starts to heave a little bit as we breathe. So this takes practice. Sometimes I'll put my hands on top of my chest, give a big exhale, drop that chest and rib down, and then I think of breathing into my waistline or breathing down into my butt. So I want my lungs to not just move up into my chest, but I want them to move down into the bottom of my pelvis. This breathing pattern is going to work on that IAP and bringing the lungs from up here into your throat more down into a supported area in the torso. Now there's one more position that I like to work on this breathing, especially if it felt hard for you to breathe into the back of your body. If you flip over and go into a little child's pose. So this is going to be a position down on the floor like this. I like to do it where my butt is all the way back as far as I can go. You can be up and put a little bit of pillow behind your knees if you need it. But we're going to get down into this position, and I'm not going to lay my head all the way down because I want you guys to be able to hear me fully. But in this position, I want you to imagine that you have hands on the back of your body right above your glutes. And as you inhale, you're going to breathe into those hands. So we inhale and exhale. And as you inhale and exhale, you're breathing into like water balloons or your kidneys. We're breathing into that back body. And when I do this with my dancers and I have my hands on their low back, you will feel and see that the hands expand and then come back together. And then they expand and come back together, all happening down here into the lower back. This should feel like something that feels gentle and easy, although it may not be easy at first, but easy on the body. And we're just bringing our breath down into our torso. You're going to be practicing this breathing pattern daily down on the floor. I love to do it before I go to bed or before I take a dance class. Spending a minute or two just breathing. It's good for the nervous system, it's good for the brain, and it's great for your torso pressure and your core work. After you feel like you have it down on the floor, you can take it to a standing or upright position. Hands on the waist, it's the same cues. Breathe into the pointer finger, the webbing, and the thumb. You should feel some expansion, some good tension, not bad tension, good tension, like some work and effort into the torso. And we want to start being able to inhale and exhale, keeping some of this pressure, walking around, keeping it, being able to breathe, lifting objects, and then going into our dance movement. Remember that this takes practice, but I hope that this video helps you on the journey towards finding a stronger, healthier core and being able to translate this towards the studio. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. It really does help other dancers find information like this to be able to better themselves as well. And if you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe so that you get alerted to when all of our videos come out. If you would like more help in this core supported area, I have online programs that I've listed below, and you are always welcome to reach out. I do one-on-ones and consultations all the time around the world to be able to help dancers like you figure out where and how this core support can help you with coming back from injuries, improving technique, and making your bodies feel better in general.